Today I'll be showing you my deck profile of Sacred Beast. Overall, I think the deck is pretty solid. Not the best deck in the world, obviously, but I think it's I would consider it a real deck. I know a lot of people will go against that, but hey, everyone's opinion, right? But I think this deck can definitely compete in the meta. So here's my build of the deck. We're running 2 copies of Raviola Phantasms and 2 Amara Screen Thunders. We are running the 2-2 ratio because we are not playing the Armatal build in this deck. Since we are playing Red Ice Fusion. Because of course we're playing Red Ice Dragoon. So I don't have any space to be running the Dimension Fusion deck, so we're just playing, instead of Uvia, we're running 2 of each. Of Amon and Revio, and honestly Ruby kinda sucks. I'm sorry guys, I mean it's a cool card, but it just sucks. So we'll just be running 2 of each. So we're running these. Then of course we're running 3 Chaos Summoning Beasts because this is one of the best fiend monsters deck. I mean, literally you can summon 1 Sacred Beast from your hand, and you can banish it from the graveyard to search for a Fallen Paradise. That's pretty damn good, in my opinion. And of course we're playing 3 Dark Beckoning Beast, the best fiend monster of the deck. Literally you can search for whatever Sacred Beast card you want from the deck, which is pretty damn good. On top of that, you can normal summon additionally. You can normal summon 1 fiend monster with 0 attack from your hand as well. So there we go. Allows you to go for some pretty cool lane plays. And then we're playing 3 Dark Summoning Beasts. Again, you tribute this card from the field, summon 1 Sacred Beast monster from your deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. Pretty good, you know. And then on top of that, you can banish it from the graveyard to search for 1 Sacred Beast monster from your deck. So it's a pretty solid card overall. I do run 3 of these. And that's pretty much it for the Sacred Beast engine that I'm running the deck. Next, of course, I'm playing the Red Ice Fusion. So of course we're playing 1 Dark Magician and 1 Red Ice Black Dragon. Because we are playing the Dragoon. I mean, Dragoon in this format, it's really good. Like, if you have space for any deck, you might as well play it. So I am playing the Red Ice Dragoon, so playing 1 Dark Magician, 1 Red Ice Black Dragon. Then we're playing 1 Darkness Diablos. I mean, just the fact that you can just, you have so many monsters that you tribute, you can just special summon this card so easily. I mean, you might as well play this card in this deck. It's meant for this deck, you know. And on top of that, it's pretty good. You can tribute itself, make your opponent discard 1 card from their hand, so it's a pretty decent hand destruction effect on it. And then we're playing 3 Torghast of the Underworld. The main reason I play Torghast is to go for the Anaconda play. You know, most of them Torghast. You bring out a Sangan, and go ahead and link for your Anaconda play right there. And boom, use Anaconda's effect to, you know, send Red Ice Fusion to the deck to the graveyard, and then boom, you can summon your Red Ice Dragoon. So it's pretty much a 1 card, you know, Dragoon play right here. But more the other reason I play is, you know, to beat out your opponent's, you know, hand traps. You know, if they have Ash Blossom or Effect Wailer, you summon it, they use it against it. Now next turn you can go for your Sacred Beast play, you know. So I think that it can also work as a bait card for your opponent's hand trap. But if they have nothing, then you'll be able to go to your Anaconda play. But so we're playing 3 of that, and of course the 1 Sangan. And on top of that too, when you send Sangan to the graveyard, you get to search for 1 of your fiend monsters, which is pretty good. So all in 1 turn, you can summon a Red Ice Dragoon, get a search of Sangan. I say that's pretty damn good. So that basically rounds off the monsters. We are playing 20 total monsters. Now to the spells. 2 Serene Skyfires is a pretty much a built-in Shian effect. Once per turn, you can negate one spell and try card if you control Hamon, so it's pretty good. 2 Fallen Paradises. One of the best field spells ever made. You just need 2 of them because you know it's pretty searchable with Chaos Summon Beast. So I definitely recommend playing 2 of these in case your opponent manages to destroy one of them. You have another one that you can draw into or search. So we're running that. And of course we're playing 3 Opening of the Spirit Gates. The best spell card of the deck in my opinion. You get to search for any Sacred Beast monster from your deck, which is pretty good. Top of that has additional effects. You know, you can special summon a female monster from your graveyard with 0 attack once per turn, which works really well in this deck. Then I'm playing 3 deck knockdowns. Now this card, in my opinion, is pretty underrated card. You know, a lot of people don't like that deck lockdown, but I mean it's a really good card. I mean you can lock down. I mean it affects both players, but what you want to do first is go for your big plays. Once you establish your board, which tends to be having 2 Sacred Beasts on the field, and hopefully awakening the Sacred Beast, then you activate that lockdown, and you end your turn. So now your opponent is locked down from searching any card from the deck, which is pretty good in this format. As you know, this format is all about, you know, searching your cards to go for your big plays. If you lock down your opponent from doing that, well, can't really do much about it, right? On top of that, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the main deck as well. So I feel like lockdown's a pretty underrated card, you know. It works well with this deck. It's also a continuous spell card, which you can use with Chewy Hamon, but I rarely go for that anyway, but it's an option, you know. But I feel like that lockdown's a really solid choice in this deck. There's one Red Ice Fusion because we are playing Dragoon. One Super Polymerization. We are mainly thinking on Super Polymerization because in this format, Dark Attribute is very common, so you can go for your standard Venom Dragon. One Foolish Burial. You can send, you know, set up your graveyard with whatever you need to send. You can send your Diablos, etc., etc. 1/1 you know, search out your Chaos Summoning Beast. And then for draw power, we are playing 2 Allure of Darknesses. You know, pretty self-explanatory. Banish a dark monster, draw 2 cards. Because, you know, at times you will be breaking pretty hard in your hand. 1 Upstart Goblin. And that's it for the spell cards. For the traps. And honestly, we're just playing 3 trap cards. 3 Awakening of Sacred Beast. Pretty damn good on trap card. You know, it's basically a skill drain for your opponent if you control 2 Sacred Beasts. So that's really it. That's really what we're running for trap cards. Like I said, this is pretty budget deck, but I might try to make as much budget as much as possible. But that's pretty much what we're running. We're running a 40 main deck. And then for the extra deck, of course, like I said, it's a budget deck, so not really running the most expensive extra deck, but I did try my best. I feel like these are probably the most essential cards you need. Definitely the Red Ice Dark Dragoon. You know what this card does. Pretty much one of the most broken boss monsters ever made by Konami. I mean, it's not that broken of a card, but I mean, you can get rid of it by Kajuin or Super Polymerization, so it's not that broken, but it's still pretty powerful. But we are playing the 1 Dragoon. 1 Dragoon. We are playing Dark Hero, Max Hero Dark Law. And you're wondering, like, why you're playing Max Dark Hero? Well, we do have a side deck as well, and we are also playing Mass Change 2. Now I'll get into that later in a bit, but I am leaving Dark Law in the extra deck, of course. one Armor Town, because we also run in the Uria and the Magic Fusion in the slide deck, in case I do want to throw in the engine in there of Uria and the Magic Fusion. Of course, we're playing one Heavy Metal Dragon, you know, for super polymerization. One Cerberus Skull Dragon for length 4 place. Burlow Dragon. One guy I say, like I said, ideally you rather have what's his name? That Black Luster Soldier that's rank 3. I mean link 3. But it's kinda expensive, a little expensive though. If you have that card you might as well buy that one, but I only have this as a link 3, so again it's not too bad. It's 2600 beat stick. Triple Burst Dragon. Decoy Talker. Wee Witch's Apprentice for lane 2. Birthday Anaconda. Definitely a must for your dragoon play. One Underclaw Taker. Another lane 2. One Mirage. I should play 2 of them. Because why not? Because you do normal summon that in this deck, so definitely worth playing. And one number 45, because we do play level 2s, and it's possible to make this card. It's not too bad of a card, you know. Once per turn, you can attach one material from this card, then target one other face-up card in the field. While this card face up on the field, you can negate that target's effect. So it's basically like a 1-card skill drain, sort of. Well, not really for monsters, but it can also work for any face-up one trap card. But that's pretty much the Astro deck right there. And then for the side deck, I'm only playing like, I only have like 10 in the side deck. I'm not too sure, around 10 or so. But like I said, we are utilizing the Mass Change too. No, this card doesn't see that much play, but it's a pretty solid card. I mean, we're going up against, what's that deck name again? Salamander. Dark Law completely shuts down that deck. Like, if you summon Dark Law first turn on a Salamander deck, it's basically a good game. It's a good game. Like I said, I'm playing Mass Change 2 for that reason, or for the decks that heavily rely on the graveyard, like zombies. Like I said, it's not too bad of a choice to run. You summon, I don't know, Toriag. They affect Billet. You can just chain it to this card, Mass Change 2. You summon Dark Law. At least you have something to have on the field and potentially shut down your opponent's place by having Dark Law, so it's not too bad of an option. So I am side decking 2 of these. 2 Mass Changes. Oh, I threw in an extra Dark Law in case I wanted to play 2 Dark Laws. One called the Grave, because, you know, it helps stop those hand traps, but fortunately now it's limited to 1, which kind of sucks. One skill drain in case you want to really shut down your opponent once you have established a board on the field. One Hybrid Blaze. Like I said, if I want to utilize the Armatal engine, we can throw in the Uria and the Dimension Fusion Destruction. But that probably won't be the case since I really like playing the Dragoon. And Pot of Desires in case I'm having bad luck that day that I'm dueling, you know. Feel like I'm not drawing too well, I might decide to throw in this card for extra draw power, but better not, you know, because don't really want to utilize Pot of Desires in this deck since I'm playing Dragoon. I mean, if you do manage to banish Dragoon, yeah. I mean not Dragoon, but like one of the materials like Dark Magician, then you're pretty much kind of screwed, you know. You can't really play dragoon because one of the materials got banished, or not both. But that's pretty much it right there. And of course, 2 tokens, you know, for the Raviel. Yeah, like I said before, this deck is pretty solid, you know. Not the greatest deck in the world, but